Good evening and shit. It's 5:03 p.m. Make a Nokia Angel song. Burning down in the clouds. I started out with these chords on a pad sound. We got this preset from Analog Lab. It sounds like this. It's like a great pad sound on that. Just got like a high cut, just taking out like all this like painful treble, and then layered that. We got this granular noise sound, which is basically just white noise. It adds like a little bit of organic texture to the pad. So like those two layered on top of each other sounds like this. So then on top of that, I've got this Serum pad that I made, which is basically just like a square, but then the effects is where like I really pull it together. So with no effects, and then bit crushing it, adding some delay, reverb, and filter. Just a real nice ambient pad. And then you already know if I'm making it, it's got a respace. It's gotta have a respace. Everything needs a respace. Fuck the Z808. Fuck the Spins 808. Fuck 808s. Only respace. 2024 respaces only. Starting a movement. Anyway. This respace I've sidechained to the kick. For the last melodic sound, just another pad layer, same chords, just like you just gotta fill out space with shit like this. You just want it to be like you're floating. So it's got like this choir type sound playing the same chords. All of the chords in the bass sounds like this. And then I add two lead sounds. First is this gate preset from Serum. And that's just playing the chords like arpeggiated. All I did was like literally chord Alt A, and then that's what I used. And then I also layered it with this kind of like crazy pattern, which is still like arpeggiating the chords, but I drew this one out. So preset is just like a saw with two unison, low detune, square sub, more downsample distortion, some chorus and EQ to wide it, clean it up. That sounds like this. And then I just like EQ'd some of the lows and highs out, and that's just kind of like sitting in the background. So all of the melodies together sounds like this. But like that's got a lot of drive, a lot of rhythm. Like it's a real good starting point for the drums. So for the drums, we just got like a plain old clap. And then the hi-hat pattern is actually kind of crazy. It looks like a lot, but if you look, basically I'm just drawing like a U with each bar of the pitch. So here's like the pattern by itself. I've also got like a ton of reverb on this. So makes it like wide and ambient. You just want to make sure you're using low notes, using high notes, using rolls. You just want it to be like sporadic. Kind of like when you hear it with the clap, it makes more sense. It's like it just gives it the rhythm. It's like everything is the hi-hat. The hi-hat is everything. Then kick, just a plain old kick playing the same thing every time. Then I've got a crash, just on the one and then leading back in. That's pretty much the beat. It's got like some risers. That's really it for the beat. Two things I'll also mention is I have the whole beat routed to one mixer track, and I'm automating two things on it. The first thing I'm automating is this high cut right here. So like on little fills like this part. Just a little fill. And then I have this fruity limiter with the gain all the way off. And I use that to mute it instead of like cutting the beat. Because when you just cut it, then it leaves all the tail of the pads and everything. But when I use this limiter, it gives it like that choppy type of thing. See what I'm saying? So now for the vocals. I'll go ahead and play it with context and then break it down. So we'll go ahead and start this off. Play the raws, all three of them on top of each other, and then I'll break it down. Burning down, burning down. Alright, first things first, noise gate, as always. And then this is something I've actually started using recently. Is this Magma Tubes by Waves? Burning down, burning down, burning down. Like, it just gives it like a lot of like saturation. And then auto tune, of course, zero retune speed. Burning down, burning down. In the clouds, in the clouds. Then Arvox, lead vocal. Burning down, burning down. And the CLA 76. Burning down, burning down. Some flanger for texture. Burning down, burning down. EQ to clean it up, taking out some bits. Burning down, burning down. Just ozone dynamic, doing some final cleanup. Burning down, burning down. I basically just copied that exact mixer over to these other two, and then I've got them panned 50 left, 50 right. So those together. Burning down, burning down. In the clouds, in the clouds. But to get that real thick sound, you want to do like 3 layers of the same thing. And then do what I did here and pan like both doubles on opposite sides. Burning down, burning down. And then I have those routed to this bus And to go ahead and break all this down. So first, OTT with the upward all the way off, depth down a bit, boosting some mids and lows. Burning down, burning down. Old Faithful vintage vocals, just doing its thing. Burning down, burning down. Then I'm just kissing it with like a smidge of fresh air. With fresh air, don't go too crazy with the fresh air. There was a time, I'll admit, I may have gone a little too crazy with the fresh air a time or two. But I've learned I'm a changed individual. So I'm here to spread the gospel. Turn the fresh air down or stop using it. Please, I can't keep listening to some of these mixes on Spotify. It like hurts. Come on, yo. Anyway, I got a low cut. Burning down, burning down. And then soothe, just like cleaning it up. Burning down, burning down. I got doubler on it. Just like widening it up. It gives it like some phasiness when you turn it down a bit. It like kinda sounds like it's flanged, but it's just like a stereo widening type of thing. Burning down, burning down. Burning down, burning down. Like it's one of those things that you don't really notice like consciously, but you notice it subtly. And then the savior, the de-esser. You hear how like harsh that high end is? This fixes it. Burning down, burning down. Because instead of using the de-esser to de-ess, I'm using the de-ess to de-harsh. So basically it's like 4500 and it's just acting as like a multi-band compressor on like that one little area because I find this shit easier to use than any of the like complicated bullshit. Then I just got an EQ to like check the level. Burning down, burning down. So I can see like there's nothing I need to cut out here. There's nothing like really poking out. And then finally, small and wide, super massive. Burning down, burning down. But then now, I'm parallel processing it an extra 4 times. So this first one, we got just a old-fashioned delay with an EQ. Burning down, burning down. And then next, we got some reverb, nothing too crazy, not super long. And just once again, checking the EQ. Burning down, burning down. And then another delay. Burning down, burning down. That one's more of a slap. And then some parallel distortion. Burning down in the club. Just back there just to make it more thick. And then I've also got this one ad-lib take right here. And this is basically like that same exact chain, just with a radio filter and the mix all the way up on the reverb. And that's the only difference. So then all the vocals, all their thickness, all their parallel processing sounds like this. Burning down, in the clouds, in the clouds. So basically, what I'm trying to say is ambient pads, rip squad hi-hat patterns, smooth sub, do like the same melody on the vocals pretty much every time. Writing, like for this, I didn't really try to write like him. I was just saying bullshit, to be honest. Which, I mean, isn't everyone. Basically, what I'm trying to say. Buy the Patreon. Buy a mix. Buy a beat. Just buy something. I got you. I do shit.